mask variable. After that, I am adding SIGINT to this mask. So to this set, I am adding SIGINT. Okay. After that, here I am calling process mask function. I am telling block the signal. SIG block. So block the signal. See here, SIG block means add the signal pointed to by set to the thread. Okay. So we are adding the signal. So SIG block means add the signal which is there in this mask variable. Okay. Then old mask is null actually. So the return value is 0 on success and failure -1. After that you are printing in standard error, that is in the monitor you are displaying the statement. Okay. So when I am executing this program, see the output, it is C5. So after displaying the statement, I am pressing Ctrl C. So this signal is actually it has to terminate the process, whereas Ctrl C is not accepted by this program. Okay, so Control C is not accepted by this program because we have blocked that signal. So SIGINT is nothing but Control C. It is blocked by this program. So this program is not terminated by Control C. So after that I am typing some statement. It is accepting the statement. After 5 seconds, then I am pressing Control C. Now it is having the control. So signal process mark here I have unblocked. So it is unblocked means I removed that signal. So Control C terminates the process. Okay, so after 5 seconds, I have unblocked the signal. So I have removed that signal. So now Control C will have an effect so that it terminates the process. I'm repeating. Here you have to include the header file. Then declare a variable. It is of type signal set. Then first you have to empty the set. Then you have to add. So here we are adding Control C. SIGINT is nothing but Control C. Okay, I am adding that signal into the variable. It is a new set. Okay, SIGINT is added to the new set of signals. Then by calling signal process mask, we are adding the signal. So if I press Control C, it should not control the program. So actually Control C is used to terminate the process. So when you press Control C, it should not have an effect. So that we are specifying by using this mnemonic, SIG block mask. So mask contains SIGINT. So SIGINT is added. Okay, SIGINT is added. So here I am displaying some set of statements and then I am executing SIG5. So here it is displaying the statement, then I am pressing Ctrl C. It is not having an effect. The process is not terminating. Then after 5 seconds before 5 seconds I am typing something. So again it is not having any effect. Then after that here I am unblocking the signal. So after unblocking the signal, I am pressing Ctrl C. So now it will have an effect. It terminates the process because here the SIGINT is removed. Okay, so SIG unblock means we removed that signal. So now this signal have an effect in this running process so that the program is terminated. If you are clear up to this, type !S in the comment section. What about others? So I am telling you again. So you can block signals from the process. So collection of signals that are currently blocked is called signal mask. So we can block a collection of signals from the process. So each process can have its own signal mask. Suppose if the process wants to have SIGINT, SIG stop, then SIG quit, so it can have its own set. Okay. Here is the function to examine or change the signal mask. So how to set the signal mask and how what signals are there that you can examine or change by using this function. And the prototype is you have to include this header file. So we have to include this header file. Signal process mask takes three arguments. One is how and another one is set. This is new set and this is old set. Both are of type 6 set. Okay. Then the return value is integer. And here we have to use this mnemonic to add the signal. You have got to unblock, that is to remove the signal, you have to use this mnemonic. So add the signal pointed to by set. So this variable, it is having some set of signals, right? So add the signal pointed to by set. And this is to remove the signal and this is to set the thread mask to the signal pointed by set. So this is new set and this is old set. So in the new set, add the signal. In the new set, remove the signal and set the new set. That is the new. So first you have to include the header file, then declare the variable of type new set. First you have to empty the set. So this one is variable. Here you have to use the same variable. First you have to empty the set. Then we are adding the signal sigint to this variable. So now the new set contains sigint. Then by using 6 process mask, we are setting the signal which is there in this new set and the old set is null. So return value is 0 on success, failure it is -1. So first include the header file, then mask is nothing but you are declaring a variable. First you are emptying the set, then you are adding sigint to mask. After this, as a signal sigint is added to the mask, then by calling process mask sig block, which is there in new set, that is sig int need to be blocked, that is the meaning. Okay, sig int need to be blocked. So we have added the signal sig int that has to be blocked. So it should not have a control over the process. So when I am executing this program, it displays this statement. I am pressing Ctrl C, it is not having any effect in the program. After that, I am typing some statements. Then after 5 seconds, I am unblocking the signal. So sigint is unblocked, means that now Ctrl C has an effect. When I press Ctrl C, the program is terminated. Are you clear up to this? Type S in the comment section now. Okay. Next is sig action. Next we are going to see about sig action. So already we are familiar with what is event, what is signal. So the running program may be interrupted by an event, so which is generated by the human and then hardware fault. So generated by the human means the events are Control C. We used to press Control C, Control Z, Control slash. Okay, that is generated by the human. And the hardware calls are nothing but the errors. So we are trying to perform divide by 0. We are trying to access the segment beyond limitation, invalid memory references. So these are nothing but the hardware faults. Okay. So events, when an event occurs, the signals have to be generated to intimate to the process that such kind of event occurs. So already we discussed about signal handler. So first we'll see about signals, right? So signal is nothing but it is used to alert a process when one of several events happen. So alert a process when one of several events happen. So for that you will be having a format signal number, function to handle the signal. So we have to specify a function, that is signal handler function, return type void. It takes signal number as an argument. This is what we discussed in the last class. So if a process wishes to handle certain signals, then in the code the process has to register a signal handling function. So here, first thing, for to alert a process, signal function is used. It is used to alert a process when one of several events happens. So when an event happens, it has to alert the process. So the format is signal what event, that signal number, then the function to handle the event. And the function to handle the event is called signal handler. It has to handle that signal number. Okay, see here in the main we have specified a signal. What event it was to handle? The child event. Okay, so when the child terminates, it generates signal child, right? It generates a signal called sit child. So we have to call a handler function. So in the handler function, this signal has to be handled. Okay, so when you are executing this program, the fork system call creates a child process. So this is child part and this is parent part. See the output, first parent is executing and then child is printing its number. Then the child is terminated, so it generates the child to the parent. Okay, it generates the signal with child to the parent. After the child terminates, it generates with child to the parent. So now the signal is generated with child. So it has to be handled by the handler. So in this handler, the child number is passed here. Here you are finding PID equal to weight of null. So what is the process ID? Child ID will be written here. So PID percentage D exited. So PID 3759 exited. So process ID in the sense here the parent ID will be written. So here the child waits for the parent. So wait of null. Then you are getting the process ID. You are displaying the process ID. So 3759 is the child ID which is terminated. Sorry, which is terminated. That child ID will be returned. So sick child is sent to the parent process to indicate the child is terminated. Then wait system call. On success, it returns the process ID of the terminated process. On failure, it returns -1. Then sig action. What is mean by sig action? So what we discussed so far is what is mean by signal and signal handler, right? Usual thing. This is sig action is it does not block signal does not block other signal from arriving while the current handler is executing. Sig action can block other signal until the current handler returns. So sig action, the difference between signal and sig action is in signal it won't block other signal from arriving while the current handler is executing, whereas sig action it blocks other signals until the current handler returns. Meaning that suppose you have written a program to handle sit child event. Okay, sit child event. So when sit child event handler is executing in signal, in case of signal, if you press Ctrl C, it won't block that signal. Control C will not be blocked by signal. Whereas here in sig action, only sig child event can accept. The other signals, when you are raising other signals, it will not be accepted. Okay, that is the meaning. So through example, you can understand. See here, same program. After executing fork system call, child part, parent part. So parent is printing its ID and child is printing its ID. Then sig child event is generated. So what I have to do? Control has to go to the handler. In the meantime, I pressed Control C. It is another signal, right? Control C is nothing but SIGINT. So it is accepted by the signal. So before executing this part, the handler, while you are executing this handler part, other signals are accepted. Okay. Whereas in sig action, it won't accept other signals. Only the specified signal will accept by the SIG action. If you are pressing other signals, it will not be accepted by SIG action. That is the meaning. See, in this program, when I press Control C, it is accepted, the program is terminated. Whereas we specified only SIG child, but SIG int is also accepting. Okay. Whereas if you take SIG action, we specified SIG child. Okay. So here we are running the program. So we are printing parent ID and child ID. So here it is executing the current handler. SIG action. After terminating the child, the handler is executing. See the output here, PAD. So which process exited? That we are printing. The child process exited, we are printing. I am pressing Control C here, but it is not accepting. Okay, so SIG action won't accept other signal other than which you specified. Okay, which you specified. That only accepted by SIG action. When you are executing the current handler, if you are pressing other signals, it won't accept. Is it clear? If yes, type single S in the comment section. Okay, next hour I have offline class, so we'll continue tomorrow. No, next week, right? So we'll continue the next week. I have an offline class for the MTech, so I'm leaving now. We'll meet you next week. Take care. Bye. In detail, we'll see in the next class.